Hey everyone, it's Rob from Hypop and welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm unboxing another new flash from Godox. This is the Godox iA32 compact flash. So today I've got another one of Godox's new flashes here for 2025. This is the Godox iA32. They're actually releasing a few of these manual style compact flashes, including the IM30 previously reviewed, the IM20 also reviewed. If you want to take a closer look at those ones, click the link up above. But this one here is the iA32 and it is slightly different to those two previous models, even just by telling here on the photos. Now on the side here, there's a few features that they've listed. Firstly, it's compact and portable, of course. This particular flash is powered by two AA batteries. You also have a flash angle of -7 degrees to 90 degrees, so you can actually change the angle of the flash. And you also have 8 power steps of 1/128, and you can go all the way up to full output of 1/1. So let's take a look at what's inside. So opening that up, we've got the flash immediately present here, and that's the iA32 flash though. Now in terms of dimensions, it actually weighs about 117 grams. And the flash itself is about 11.5 centimeters, 6.5 centimeters in terms of width, and also about 3.5 centimeters in terms of thickness. So it is still quite a compact flash. You can see in the palm of my hand, it can fit basically within my palm there. And it is a slightly different design to the previously reviewed IM20 and the IM30 in that this is a vertical flash. So it's the IM20 and 30 are horizontal style flashes and they were a little bit more compact. This one here is slightly larger with a few additional features. So we'll take a closer look at that. And the rest of the things on the inside of the box include a carry pouch, which has the Godox branding on it there, and also the user guide. So I have the iA32 here mounted to an Sony a7C here, and you can see it actually suits quite nicely with a compact camera in terms of the body and size of this camera. And also, as well as the design, it has that sort of two-tone silver black design. So it does fit quite nicely atop a camera just like this. So a lot of the compact cameras nowadays, they don't have a flash or a built-in flash like previous sort of entry-level DSLRs did. So these compact flashes are essentially made for that. It's a lighting source that is essentially universal. So if we remove this from the hot shoe, you can see it's actually just a metal hot shoe here with a single contact point, similar to the IM30 and the IM20. That means it's universal, so essentially would work with the majority of camera bodies. So it's a lighting source that you can use in a pinch. Obviously, in terms of the size, it's not that large. The light itself has a guide number of 15 at ISO 100, so that means it's not a really powerful flash, but in low light situations, it'll definitely be a useful flash or something that's a bit closer up. As a comparison, you have Godox's larger flashes such as the TT685, which is a guide number of 60. So you can see it's only about a quarter of the output of a TT685, but it's a far more compact flash. Now in terms of some features here, you can see on the back here, there are a few additional features which include an optical sensor. That means you can use this as a slave flash as well. So if you have a larger flash and you have this propped up with line of sight to that flash, this can fire off with the optical sensor. And on the back here, you've just got some dials, including a screen, a plus and minus dial, a mode button, and also the power or test flash button. And the main thing that makes this different is the ability to change the angle of the flash. So you can see here, it actually changes depending on how you angle it. So that goes from -7 all the way up to 90 degrees. So you can bounce this flash or have this directional facing your subject. Now on the side here, you have the battery compartment. And as mentioned, that actually supports the two AA batteries. So I've got two AA batteries in there. And the recycle time of this unit here is about 2.5 seconds at full output. So when you're at full output, expect a slower recycle time. So it's not one of these flashes that you'd be using at a fast-paced event. However, it is one that you'd be using where you're able to take your time, compose a shot, and use this flash as your lighting source. Now to operate the flash is fairly straightforward. Simply turn the flash on by holding the power button. And the first thing you're presented with is a screen here, and the screen We'll display a few things. Firstly, the output level that you can change with the plus or minus buttons here. And you can see you can go in a third stop increments as well as you're going up and down in output. And the difference with this flash here is the mode. So you can actually change the mode here to auto mode. And what makes this different is that it actually presents itself with some settings that you can use on your camera here. So it has your ISO setting as well as your f-stop setting there, your aperture. And you can change this. You can see there's a range in terms of distance. So you've got 0.8 to 4.4 meters. Now you can actually change how this information presents itself by holding the plus or minus buttons. So you can tap on mode and it will highlight, say, your ISO, for example. If you wanted to change your ISO setting on your camera, you can see if you go up to ISO 400, then you can have an f-stop of 5. And it's kind of like a guide that will present itself, so you can change your settings on your camera to match. It'll also tell you the distance there. So in this case, it'll be between 1 meter to 5.6 meters that you'd likely be using these types of settings here. So ISO 500 and f5. Now the user guide to this flash here is actually useful because it has a table of some sort that allows you to sort of have a practical table in M mode. So if you're in manual, it would state the aperture value here that you'd be shooting at and your guide number value. So if your guide number is 15 for this particular flash, then it will tell you the rough shooting distance for that particular f-stop and guide number output flash. That's for manual, and also in auto mode, there's a table that's available. So it's a practical table in auto mode. It's one of these guides that you likely wouldn't see unless you're actually combing through this manual here. And same thing here, if you have your aperture value, it states here aperture value, shooting distance, and ISO value that you can use as a guide here, as well as using the guide on the screen here that presents itself. So that's a useful tool to have, especially as you're predominantly using this as a manual flash source, and it's a great way to learn about output and how that affects, you know, the camera settings as well as the flash settings, what you need to change so you can get the perfect shot. So who is the Godox iA32 for? This compact flash is going to be suitable for someone who needs a lighting source, who doesn't currently have one perhaps, or is looking for one that's portable and compact to use sort of in a day-to-day environment. It's not one that you'd be using at an event or a wedding or something like that, especially if recycle time is important to you. But if it's one that you need, say in a low light situation, perhaps you're taking some portraits or some family photos, or even just you know, food photos, product photos. If you need a lighting source that's going to be able to provide a bit of output there, a bit of additional light if there's no natural light available or ambient light available. It does have that ability to change the angle of the flash, so you're able to bounce this light if you need to. So if you don't like it too directional, then this is a good tool to have to be able to bounce that. The optical sensor at the back means you could actually use this in conjunction with another light. So if you're looking for, say, a second light, already have a second light, then this can be used as a, say, fill light, for example. If you have one master light that's a bit stronger, you can use this as a slave light and add a bit of additional light or fill to your shot. And also a person who's going through the motions and, you know, kind of getting used to and familiar with flash, with the ability to go into that auto mode, dial in some of those settings there, match them up to your camera settings, and that way you can kind of start to understand lighting or flash lighting in general. So it's a great little tool. It's inexpensive. Here in Australia, I believe it's retailing for about 55 Australian dollars. So it's a really inexpensive light. It looks nice atop, you know, a compact camera setup just like this. So it is a great little addition to Godox's lighting range. For more videos just like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be updated of any new content we release. Leave a like on the video if it's helped you. Feel free to leave down in the comment section below your thoughts, or if you have any questions about the Godox iA32. Follow us on socials, the links are down below, and visit our website, hypop.com.au. Thanks for watching.